Hello, this is Marcy Rocker Girl, and welcome to episode number 10 of 5 Minutes with Marcy Rocker Girl. Now, today we are going to be talking about how to get into professional wrestling. I've had a few people ask me, how did I get into professional wrestling? And I was a valet in professional wrestling, which was so much fun. So there's been a whole bunch of people that asked me that question, and I am going to give you 5 tips, okay? So let's jump right into it. Tip number 5, my favorite: read, 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 read. Read books, biography, anything you can get your hands on about the sport of professional wrestling. Watch documentaries, behind the scenes things, learn as much as you can about the sport. If you're already a fan, which 99.9% of people who enter professional wrestling are fans, you probably already know a lot about it. But it doesn't hurt to know more. You really need to know what you're getting into before you get into it, because being a fan is nothing like professionally being in the sport. Totally, completely different universe, okay? So, number 5 is to read about it, learn about it, and just get as much information as you can about being in the sport, okay? Not from a fan's perspective, but from a professional's perspective. Number 4 is to go to professional wrestling school. I know there's people that will say, you know what, you don't need that. You just get a big
Right.
gym, you put it in your backyard, you jump off the roof and drop some elbows. But I'm going to tell you right now, professional wrestling is dangerous. If you don't get the proper training, you could injure yourself, injure somebody else. You could die. This is serious stuff. It's not a joke, okay? Um, there's people that do it, and they want to be hardcore, and that's great. Like hardcore, you know, that's great. But I still say, and most people in the business will say, that you need to have professional training. And if you ever think about being in the leagues, the big leagues, they will not take you without training. Even if they see some potential, which they probably won't see as much potential because they're going to be comparing you against people already trained. But if they do see potential, they're going to send you to wrestling school. Now, that's great because they'll be paying for it, but it's a lot easier to go a lot further if you already have that training, and it's a lot safer. So, number 4 is to find a legitimate wrestling school. Um, I went to school in New Jersey. There's wrestling schools everywhere. Make sure the people who are running it know something about the business, preferably an ex-wrestler who made it pretty far. So they should have connections and they should know something about the business. But definitely go to wrestling school. Number 3, you're going to have to work the local leagues. You're going to have to work. You're not going to get paid any money. You're going to have to sell tickets. There may be 5 people in the audience and they're all your friends, but you're not going to make it to the big time straight out of wrestling school. You're going to have to work the small leagues, and you're going to have to, like they say, pay your dues. That's how it is in every sport, and that's 100% how it's going to be in professional wrestling. Even if you have connections, they're still going to want to know that you have training and that you have experience, before they ever consider you for a big league. If that's your goal, which is why most people get in it, because they see themselves being heavyweight champion of the world, or the queen valet or female champion of the world. But that's usually why people do it, because they want to go far in the business. Okay, so pay your dues. Number 2, get out there, do conventions, do expos, every chance you have, to magazines, every chance you have to get exposure, take it, paid, unpaid. There's no bad exposure, okay? Just get out there, get your name out there, and that's the most important thing, because people have to know who you are. Nobody's going to come to your show unless they know who you are. So, tons of exposure. And the number 1 thing that you need to know, especially if you want to be in professional wrestling, is to just enjoy it. Okay? Everything you do in life, You have to enjoy.
And thank you so much for lasting 5 minutes with Marcy Rocker Girl.